Good morning. I am Drew. These are neither Brian nor Rachel because Brian and Rachel are in Italy right now. If you haven't been following Brian's Instagram, do so because there's some lovely, lovely pictures. But until they get back, you get me. And this right now is going to be me with the better half or one half of my customer care team. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Shots fired. So we're just going to hang out with you guys this morning and sign some notes, talk about what we're riding with. We'd love for you to talk to us about what you're riding with in the comments. And we're just going to have a little fun chat, and you're going to get to know some of my team a little bit better. Susan here is on the ride. You saw her last week on Ride Now.
Good morning.
What are you riding with there, Susan?
Famous.
Oh, yes. This is my beloved Twisby 580 AL in rose, and it has a Twisby 1.1 millimeter stub on it, and I just adore this pen. It is inked up and with me everywhere I go.
And Susan, you're kind of like a all stub or nothing at all type
All
of girl.
stubs all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And that's how I write. I love it. I fell in love with them when I first started here.
And you've bought pens before, and you're like, okay, this doesn't have a stub on it. I will not write with it until I
Right.
get a new nib for it.
I have one fine that I bought about 2 years ago that hasn't seen ink in probably about almost 2 years.
My goodness. All right. Well, Kelsi's here. She's back from maternity leave.
I am.
Yes,
She's been with us for a while, but we just got her back, so that's exciting. So
Yes.
I don't know, it still feels kind of new to me. So thrilled to have you here.
Glad to
And
be here.
Glad you're
to be back.
staying. What do you got today?
This is my Lamy Studio with a fine nib. This is my everyday carry. This is my first pen, and it's been my favorite ever since.
Nice. And what are you writing with?
This
Oh.
is
Oh, I know.
Monteverde Horizon Blue.
Yeah.
Drew once bribed me to do something for him and gave me a
Yeah.
whole bottle of it because I asked him for a sample almost every day.
Yeah. This, before I even tried Monteverde ink, I was like, Monteverde, For some reason I was like, oh, well, it was equating like, are the, their pens are pretty good. Does that mean they're going to make amazing ink or pretty good ink or great ink? I don't know. So I was like, I was kind of postponing trying it. Mikkel was like, dude, Horizon Blue, California Teal,
Yes.
get on it.
California teal.
And
Yep.
I did, and it was amazing. And now
They're great
California
inks.
Teal is one of my absolute favorites. And Horizon Blue is one of the best, most brilliant royal blues you can find out there.
If you haven't tried them, give them a shot.
Absolutely. For me, and honestly, I do often put California Teal in this pen because the Pollard Willows Visconti Van Gogh has a lot of different colors going for it, one of which is kind of like a really gorgeous green kind of going throughout. Today, though, I went with Noodler's Golden Brown, which has been something I've been pretty in love with recently. Never been a big
Only
fan.
recently?
Yeah, recently, and I was so I even I want it on my
Love that ink.
on my favorite ink package. So yeah, and it's got great shading. If it shades on these note cards, which are pretty
Yeah.
absorbent, then you know it's going to shade really well on Rhodia or
Yeah.
Tomoe River or something like that. So I've been absolutely in love with it, and of course it goes. The brown goes well with the Van Gogh. Really sad that they thought that Pollard Willows wasn't deserving to be in their line anymore, but I got mine, so I'm happy. So.
That's all that
Sorry.
matters.
Jessica, what you got?
I have my Pilot Vanishing Point. I would like to get another nib for it, but I do have the 1.0 stub in here, which is actually kind of interesting because I don't usually write with a lot of stubs. And like Susan, I tend to go for more of the fine, extra fines. But if I can get my hands on a flex nib, that's kind of my go-to. But yeah, I've got Kyoto Higashiyama in here, so I think there's a little bit more to the name there. But yeah.
What does that mean?
Not quite sure. I think it might be not sure. on
Whenever
that
we
one.
have any Japanese questions, we usually ask Jessica, and she can either, say what it is, or
Tell us how to pronounce
Say-
it.
I was gonna say,
yeah,
she probably
yeah.
pronounced that better than any of us could.
Yeah.
or lie very convincingly. I don't know.
Oh.
I'm fairly certain it's close to Higashiyama.
I believe you.
So yeah, but
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
good.
thanks. But
Fantastic.
no, I love the click point on the vanishing point. Just really convenient because I tend to put my cap down and not be able to find it for a little bit. So this one's like it's kind of all in one, so I don't have to worry about losing it.
Do you not post your pens?
No,
I don't post either.
Yeah, I don't
I
post
never
them.
do that. You
Yeah.
don't post? I don't post.
A lot of yes, a lot of vintage
Team no
pens
post.
too. The material, the vintage pens tends to crack if you post it. So I've just learned from using my vintage pens not to post pens.
Oh, I just don't post, period.
Yeah.
I always post. I didn't used to, but I do. I do now. Ross, what do you got?
I have a Twisby Eco with Noodler's Habanero. Similar to Golden Brown, Habanero shades really well, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like a deep cut ink that not a lot of people ask about, but you should try it. for sure.
Yeah, I took a cayenne sample a couple weeks ago.
Cayenne is a
Actually,
good one,
it was
too.
on it right now. I think I had a cayenne and I was expecting habanero because I mixed up the two.
Right.
I'm like, oh man, this doesn't shade as well as I remember it, and I was wrong. So
Yeah, habanero and cayenne are kind of like the redheaded stepchildren of Apache Sunset. They live in the shadow of Apache Sunset because that's like the big one, and there are two other oranges that are really great that I think need more love. Yeah, so
that's a good point. That's
Yeah.
a good point. Apache Sunset does kind of have a gravity to it. That those are like the moons that orbit planet Apache Sunset.
Yeah, and
That's
no
really
offense
cool.
to redheads or stepchildren.
Susan, speaking of vanishing points, you've recently kind of fallen in love with one of those. Because before you were like you would feel the grip and you'd notice the clip kind of being in your way.
I didn't think I'd like the vanishing point, and I've recently absolutely fallen in love with mine. And the only reason why I didn't bring it today is because it's not inked up. Because I cleaned it and I brought it in to put more ink in it. Because I didn't think I'd like a Japanese stub because I didn't think it'd be wide enough for me. That was the only reason. And I was recently gifted one by a dear friend of ours, and I hardly put it down unless I want to write with this. I don't think I put it down the whole first 2 weeks I had it. That clip does not get in your way. You don't even know it's there because your fingers just fine point, eh?
That's a stub.
Oh, it is the stub. Cool. You don't know it's here. You just don't. Oh, how pretty this ink is. Too bad I can't write and talk at the same time. You just don't know it's here. And it's so soft because it's 18 karat gold nib. And it's just, you don't know it's there. Because if you hold your pen the way I do.
Yeah.
What about you? You've got a funky grip. Does it get in your way?
Yes, you
I
have a different
changed
grip.
my grip. I can hold my pens a couple different ways. So
She
I
started
usually-
holding, you were an
Cool.
overwriter, right?
I was
I
writing
started that.
like a left-handed writer over hook as a right-handed writer. So normally I'd write kind of like this, but now I've kind of switched over to writing more like this. And for me,
Normally.
the way no, it depends on your definition
Now
of
I need
normal.
that
Thank
ink.
you very
That's
much.
beautiful.
So
Like most people.
I hold it like this, and nowadays, you know, with just up
Nice
here,
to fall,
the
too.
clip doesn't really bother me. But I definitely know some people who, you know, it's not quite as comfortable. But I think it's just a matter of just adjusting.
I feel like you need to like have one in your hand long enough to get used to it. Because
Yeah.
I've felt the same way. I think anybody who holds it for the first time and you're used to holding something without a giant hunk of metal where you are, you're gonna feel weird about it.
Yeah.
But you know, just like with any pen, you kind of you realize how it wants you to hold it and how it wants you to write with it.
But it looks more giant than it feels. It really does. When you
Yeah.
first see it, you go.
Yeah.
But then when you pick it up, it's kind of like when I eat. My eyes are a whole lot bigger than my stomach.
Oh, I don't know what that's like
But
at all.
believe it or not, that makes my eyes really big. Because it looks a lot bigger than it feels. It
Yeah.
really is.
And it's curved. It's not like it has any sharp edges or anything.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very smooth.
It is an absolute joy to write with. It really
Right.
is. I'm gonna get another one. I'm gonna get another. They're fabulous.
And you two have made me really think about the fact that I don't have a Twisby right now. I had a 540 back when that was a thing,
Oh,
and that
yeah.
thing cracked and fell apart. So, yeah, I haven't.
One right?
I just don't know what I would invest in.
Next special edition.
Oh
You should
man,
look at them.
there's so many options.
I know.
Yeah.
I know Jeremy and Cindy both using the Go. We'll see that on
Yep.
I
Wednesday.
recommend them a lot.
Yeah.
You and I are both huge Twisby
I'm a
fans.
huge Twisby fan.
I mean, I love them too. I love talking about them. I recommend them all the time, but I just do not own one. I don't know why.
I think
I love my
their
580.
price point too is like a perfect
real.
like, sweet spot for all of their pens are under $100, and the quality that they're made with, in my opinion, if you're trying to spend, you know, anywhere from 50 to 100, which is pretty popular, I think they're the best brand to go with.
Yeah.
That's what I always recommend to folks. If
And
they're
you
looking
don't have to refill it.
yeah,
It holds a
Huge
exactly.
impact,
If you're
yeah.
looking to use bottled ink,
Yeah.
they are an excellent brand.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a great place to wrap things up, guys. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you this morning. Thank you for putting up with me and Brian and Rachel's absence. You'll see me again on Wednesday, in which and when I will have the other half of my customer care team. So if you email us, live chat us, do anything, you'll get to talk to one of these lovely folks.
Yeah.
And now you have a face to the name. So cheers
Cheers.
and right on.
salute.